God does not want everything to remain the same all the time. I told people, I said, why are we going to have synod? The theme of this, listen, I feel like I should go to my office and bring out the artwork, the design of that program. 2 types, very beautiful. We're going to put one in the new big billboard here and put one in this hanging billboard, the billboard hanging on the wall, hanging on the wall. So if you don't like the one here, you must like the one there. But 2 of them are likable. Very beautiful. When the artist brought it for, I said, no, this is not what I want. Go and get something that I want, because I want to announce the program. You know, and the faces of the anointed men are very beautiful faces. Very beautiful. I used to tell women, I said, marry handsome men. It's a plus. So that you will not be carrying an ugly girl up and down. You know, when a girl is ugly, you have to do knife Jew for marriage. But if the girl is fine, all that you need to do is to pay attention so that she will not be destroyed at any age because of beauty. So even if that man doesn't have money, at least he's fine. If he smiles, at least can give him food. At least for good nose. It's not cheap. How many of us know that beauty can defeat the devil? You know what happened when Lucifer fell from heaven? God made him black. God made Lucifer dark and then gave him tail and gave him horns so that people will hate him. So I don't want to say when people are ugly. So Jesus boy is shouting. How can you give good food to somebody whose nose is in a form? You look at him, he has not brought money. He has not brought money for breakfast. He didn't bring money for lunch. Now, his face is like he's crying. How can you forgive it? You see, because God will use what we have to introduce the change. He will use what we have. So find out what you have, the emblem of that change, the carrier. To neglect what God will use for change is an attack. Everything you need to be who you should be is already in you. That is why in 1 minute now I'm going to go into time of Sabbath so that I can introduce myself and end the meeting. Satan has been saying are you of church age? I said, no. So why are you not saying who you are? I said, I'm afraid of people. He said, don't fear people anymore. I mean, God is saying, don't do what? You can't fear people. You should be busy with who you are. So change cannot be avoided because of its importance. Because of its, there's always a time some things must not be allowed. Please, can I say it again? I said there's always a time some things, if you are alive and the Spirit of God is in you, there's always a time some things must not be allowed in your family. They have to end. Whether you want to believe it or not, God forces end. When he ended the reign of Saul, he introduced the reign of David. When he ended the reign of David, he introduced the reign of Solomon. When he used the ministry of John the Baptist to introduce the ministry of Jesus. There is something you took in the past to introduce something that have not existed. Let me say it again. I said you took something from the past to introduce something something that is new. So since you were born, what have you ever introduced? Going to church and hearing me is not enough, because I'm about to be through with preaching. Change is important. Change is everything at the time of change. Write down your paper. I said at the time of change, change is everything. I said at the time of change, change is everything. Please, all royal spirits, if you're hearing me and you are born royal, all royal spirits care about change. All. If they don't care about change, then they are not royal. Those of us who are in the east, if you are pastoral Ekulobia, you will like the courage of Soludo. I say you will do what? You will see his courage, the courage of that governor. How he tore Ekulobia into Shurud. I mean the main road, and then he's now building it. It took a lot of courage to bring Ekulobia to that place. He's not done, but he's courageous. Now he wants to dualize from Ekulobia to Oka. He will be remembered. I say the road is remembering him. That's why I told you, January 1 to 10 months, I am building a classic church. I am going to get drawing from 3 architects. So then I will choose the best. A church an edifice somebody will look at. He will not be able to turn his eyes away. It's not about building church. When you come into the auditorium, the massive auditorium, you know that people have something in their heart. You know, there is a consciousness of beauty. When a girl that is conscious of beauty come out, you know what is in her heart. You know that this girl cares about coming out. It's not everybody that has the knowledge. There are people that put on dress when they want to come out. That is they are finished bathing, and then they go to their wardrobe that is wobbling. I said to bon trobon throwogresivo, and they're out. They said trobom, throughogresivo. They will just put on it. That agresivo is what she's wearing out. Then she come out anyhow, and with her dry lips and armpit that he's talking about 1,000 years ago. And then say, you don't know what I'm passing through. I say, is it from dressing? We don't need to pass what we don't need to know what you're passing through. Just be fine. I said, just be. Yes. Because sometimes the inside tells us about your inward wellness. Your inward wellness. May God bless you. The power of change. Change is powerful. Change. Let me explain something to you in 1 minute before I go to the last part. Hear me. There is no human being there is something I want you to know. Whether it is a town or a country or your life, you will never be able to forget people that you met and they affected your life positively. That is the power of change. The Jews will never forget that Jesus lived. The land of Galilee and Nazareth. We never forget that a Messiah like Jesus walked through in the street of Galilee with the power of change. How can Benson in Ahosa be forgotten in Nigeria and the Edo State? How can Nigeria and the East forget that a man like ChrisChristian, the head of life and immortality, the capital ambassador of the Lion of Judah, the one that carried the aura, the crown bearer of those that will not die, the one that represents a dominion that is from sea to sea. Somebody that the angel of death sees and runs. We are not two like that. It doesn't matter whether you like my nose or not. What matters is that the power of change is already with me. Somebody say, yeah. I said the power of change. I just finished telling you that anybody who meet me and look at me very close, poverty will end. I said your desires shall be granted. Somebody I didn't hear you say fire. Now whether Nigeria or Africa or anywhere, Lagos like me or not, to cause me to be nothing is late. I said to cause me to be nothing is what? Is late already. I called Pastor Ikechukwu in the morning. I said, has the rain stopped falling in Galilee? He said no. He said, I call you because I want to tar the road. I want to start the red mud upload in the road. So whether the name ChrisChristian, you like it or not, it's late.